Yo, what's up, guys? Damnation-n-Hellfire tonight here, and tonight we got kind of a small panel. I'll put the link here in chat if anybody else wants to jump on. We got RB.
Howdy, all.
We got Toxic.
G'day, everyone. How we doing?
And we got Shane.
Hello, peoples.
So, what's going on for your BP activities this weekend? You doing some VXP weekend?
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit.
What are you ranking?
The flagship Manicore and a regular Manicore, and then a flagship Infernal Dragon and a regular Infernal Dragon.
Cool, cool. How about the rest of you? Toxic, what are you ranking?
No, I've got one witch and one ifrit that I'm ranking, and well, it's sort of ranked. It's on 74% to my impact cruiser, but that's about it.
RB?
Yeah, I've been doing the same. I've been doing my Conqueror ships because I want to get them done quickly rather than just by tokens. So I've done three Witch Doctors and a Ifrit.
Cool. Me, myself, I got a Witch Doctor done. I got finished my Ifrit from last month, and I ranked it Impact Cruiser. Impact Cruisers take freaking forever to rank, man. compared to my Ifrit and my Witch Doctor, anyway. And then I got my Greta up to Legendary, and can't remember if I ranked anything else or not. I don't think so. I was gonna throw my Proto Sense out to die at least once during the VXP weekend, but with them making their announcement that it's like, proto hulls aren't making the cut or whatever, I'm like, do I even want to bother finishing them? We would just scrap them and get the res.
Yeah, I did my Proto Tides a couple of times. Just I'm not worried about them, but I may as well chuck them out there while the targets are out.
Cool.
Yeah, I should really be doing the Greta and the Manicore, but or the Makara, but they're working fine the way they are. So why would I bother? I'm not spending any money on it.
We can send them out to die at least once, and then just slowly.
Yeah. Once I repair them from forgetting not to hit the 6th target, I'll do that.
That's always sucks too when you have two flags to rank because you can't put them in the same fleet and rank them at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be nice if they would just have like a ranking slot in our dock, and you can put whatever in there. It doesn't matter if it's two flags or you could have a whole fleet of flags to rank at the same time if you wanted. That way you're not killing time with your group. But I'm sure that's a pipe dream and that'll never happen. So
I can't work out the time difference. How much longer are the 105s out for?
I think they're out for, what time is it now? 7 o'clock. They're out for like another right around 5 hours.
Okay, so I might be able to get another crack at one.
So let's talk a little bit about upcoming bounty next week. Do you really even see bounty being a thing this time? With the way these corrosive turrets are just chewing through stuff?
Well, I'm thinking that they may not have like current bases, like the opponent bases on the map. It may be the one from last bounty, because if they do, then I'm not gonna. I haven't got any fleets to do that, but my witch isn't ready yet, and it won't be ready, and I'm not coining it. So
no, it's gonna be just like they've always done. That's already been confirmed on the forums. The one cool thing that was confirmed on the forums was Laredo posted. We finally got an answer from Kix about whether the hit cap thing was going to be in effect on your opponent bases on the maps, and apparently that is not going to be in effect for those bases. So level like 120s can still hit like level 70 map targets. Not regular bases, but for the map targets, the hit cap modifier will not apply.
And so, is that going to stay that way going forwards, though?
To the best of my knowledge, I mean, I don't know. All I know is this upcoming time, it's going to be that way.
The cap doesn't apply to NPC targets.
Correct.
Okay, well that's cool.
Which I know that was a big concern because, you know, lots of people, considering how many points we have to get in bounty, lots of people go out and just auto the map targets, the low level ones, and if that was going to be taken away, that was going to be like mean no bounty for a lot of people. Period.
But don't forget that some of these low level ones will also have, or could also have some of these new turrets in there. So it won't be. It's gonna be a look first and then auto or God knows what. So if you got a fleet to nullify the effect of that turret.
So I mean, I just like I don't know what they can do to salvage bounty at this point in time because like I don't know about you guys, but like even regular base hitting, I'm not seeing much of that at all. Maybe in like the extreme upper echelon of things, but like for, you know, anybody in the 98% isn't doing anything.
True story. I hit a base yesterday.
That is a true story.
and I was able to click twice on the map, and then my fleet was sunk.
All right.
And that was a fleet that I hit the same base with, and won the week before.
Yeah.
So you worked that out. You worked that out.
You lasted a whole 26 seconds this time, I think.
Yeah. But because the wheel of death and everything, I got to click twice, and I saw the fleet sink. That's all I saw, and it was all over.
But doesn't that just get us back to where we were, you know, 4 weeks ago, or more than 4 weeks, but anyway, where no one was hitting actual bases and everyone was only hitting your opponents. So you've just gone around in a circle.
Yeah, you usually get to at least drive into the entry, but I didn't even. I got into the base. I saw the base. I saw 3 of my ships sink. I clicked on the map twice to get the other ones out of the way, and then the wheel come up again, and that was done. That was over, and that was it. And that's a fully, like, I just refitted it to proper specs to hit a base without any corrosive turrets. It would have gone through most likely, or at least, you know, did a bit of damage. But I didn't even. How much damage did I do? Was it 0.6% or something?
7%.
Yeah, 0.68%, I think it was.
Yeah,
exactly.
there you go. Not even 1% damage, and that's a 486 fleet on the map or whatnot. It's there.
I hate to tell you this, but you were set up.
On the flip side of that, I was very happy with the way my base performed.
Oh, how come? But yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, even if I did have a witch doctor in there, it may have still been alive, but still the rest of the fleet would be dead. What am I going to do with 1 or 2 witch doctors in there?
I mean, it seems like the key to getting in bases right now is you have to go in and prep out the guard, like almost the entire guard, because that's what will kill the witch doctor. And then once you prep out the guard, then you can get in with your witch doctor. It seems that's kind of the key to getting in bases right now.
So maybe peeking it with the vet and making sure you're coming in at the right spot might help.
Had I come in the right spot, I would have.
Well, you asked me where my entrance was, and I said 5 o'clock, and that's where it was.
No, you did not lie. You did not lie.
You didn't say, "Hey, do you have a Drax scattergun right there that's going to light me up like a Christmas tree as soon as I come in knocking on the door?"
Yeah, but no one else knows that.
All right. Well, they do now.
But you know, like if that was a base hit, a proper base hit where I didn't know you didn't know me, and the blog would be going, what the hell? It's a hacker. Right. This is a hacker. I didn't even get to see anything. This is like when White Star got hit by the what was it, the Borbus or whatnot?
Yeah, the Borbus Gore Saber.
Yeah, it exploded once and his whole base went up.
Yep. And that was his big claim to fame. That and saying that Punishers weren't going to be any good. But I'm just like, it seems like unless something drastic changes between now and Bounty, that it's going to just be like almost damn impossible to get in regular player bases. Everybody's going to be grinding that targets. And I mean, when you factor in, okay, not only do we have Bounty next week, but we also have the regular FM, and then there's 5 TLCs on top of all that. My God, we're not going to have time to do like anything other than play Battle Part. Like, heaven forbid if you have a life, because you know you're either going to have to not live your life or play Battle Parts to do everything that's in there.
Isn't there a raid as well?
That's not till the week after.
Oh.
But thank goodness there's 2 repair slots. And it would be really, really nice if they went ahead and gave a half repair time during this event coming up. Just a little hint to Kickside guys, if they're listening. It would be really appreciated if, because of all the TLCs and the FM, it would, I'm sure the community might think, okay, hey, cool, we like that.
Or even like, I mean, worst case scenario, even do like half repair times for Conquerors, since PvP's in such a mess right now.
Well,
Do like half repair for Conquerors and Defenders.
I don't know if they can split that up. I mean,
I'm sure they
half
could.
repair time on all of it would be really nice for the community.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. I
5
wouldn't.
DLCs and FM and the bounty going on. And I've never seen them been able to split the half repair time anyway. So,
Well, they've never tried before,
okay.
but I'm sure
Don't ask them to put nothing new in the game.
the way they have everything separated in code, though, I'm pretty sure it would probably be pretty easy for them to do.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Just a little hand out there if they want to see
Yeah.
it. Yes.
There again, though, I'm pretty sure that's just pipe dream.
Well, I throwed my penny in the well.
But I mean, I don't know. Like, do you guys think bounty's even going to really be possible at any kind of real level? And in my personal opinion, it's certainly not going to be fun, because like I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of going out and smashing bases. I think there's going to be a whole lot of going out and hitting map targets.
Well, you said that, you know, you take that in and you make sure the fleet's dead. As far as an NPC fleet battle, they don't have a fleet in there, right?
We don't know that at this point in time. They've gone back and forth on that lots of times. So
Okay, well,
I would certainly hope not. But I'm not going to like bet the farm on anything at this point.
No, that's the thing, because there's no constant, so we don't know from one bounty to the next what's going to be in there. So
one of the tactics I was thinking about using is I did get a Conquer Hull finished and it's got the EMP on it, and I was going to try that and seeing if I can make that work for me against an NPC target with no fleet in there, like you said.
Right.
That was one of my things I was thinking about trying maybe coming into this one.
Now, I mean, I know there are some out of the 5 TLCs that are scheduled for next week. One of them is called, what's it called? Heavy Metal Meltdown or something.
yeah, I was just trying to find where that was listed on the forums, because that would be the solution.
Yeah, people are speculating that might be where we get corrosive armor. I mean, and that's definitely not confirmed anywhere that I've seen. It's just people are speculating at this point. But, like, even if it is, there better be a lot of tokens in there, dude. Because I have, like, probably 8 Conqueror Halls right now that currently, the way they sit, aren't going to get in nothing that has corrosive turrets in it. And if you want this armor to be of value to me, you need to put enough tokens in there to cover putting it on all 8 of my ships, you know, because this is kind of your fault that it's waited this long for it to come out. I mean, you were made very aware probably like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, that this was going to be a problem. And wait until the very last second to do something about it. That's unless you have a lot of tokens in there to go with it, that's not going to go over well. Because all people are going to be like, everybody's just going to be like, oh, you're just being greedy, you know?
Yeah.
Well, there'll have to be generic tokens too. They won't be able to be specific ones, because people have got a lot of different. Yeah, they'd have to be generic Conqueror ones, because you know you should be able to choose what ships you're going to use.
Yeah, because like right now, my MSCs are sitting in my dock, my onslaughts are sitting in my dock, my impact cruisers will be sitting in my dock. My witch doctor will be out trying to do something, and my Ifrit might have some kind of chance just because its weapons give it, corrosive deflection and whatnot. But I don't know, like unless I would take like my impact cruiser, strip everything off of that's on it weapon wise, and just put nothing but throwers on it, what it's not even designed for. That would be the only way currently it would even stand any kind of chance whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see there being enough armors in there to cover a fleet. I cannot see. I mean, that's 5 armor slots. So that'll be 20 armors, and then you need to have 21.5 day tokens to fix them to the ship. So I can't see it. I can see there be a couple of armors in, or the armor maybe just be not limited, and or maybe 5, 6, 7 tokens maybe. I can't see that there's going to be any more than that.
Unless they do like, so they have like 3 levels of armor or something like that, perhaps. That might be another, like it's not a solution, but it's another option.
But that's still not going to help the amount of time that it's going to take you to have a fleet ready because the TLC hits Tuesday and then bounty starts Thursday. So you got to try to get a whole fleet armored up within like 2.5 days.
But one more quick thing. No one's said anything about that yet. I don't think. What if it isn't armors at all? What if it's a CIC?
Well,
you mean a TAC mod? Because CICs and TAC mods are 2 entirely separate things. Like people mix them in together all the time, but they're very different.
That's what I meant, the TAC mod. What if it's one of them that gives you a corrosive bonus or buff or whatnot? Then you would only have to have one. You could only,
Well, it would go on that ship like it would be, instead of the EMP blast or a drone module, it would be
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's possible. We don't know yet. We don't.
Well,
know.
I mean,
I still think it would be an armor like everybody else. Myself.
The thing of that, though, is you say you would only need one, but that's not necessarily true because most people, when they're doing base hits, don't drive their fleet all together to be so, wouldn't be given everything to buff the whole time, assuming it had some kind of range on it.
No, just that one ship.
True, yeah. Yeah. I meant like there would only be one, like rather than having 5 pieces of armor, you'd have the one attack mod that you have to put on.
No, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, anything's possible, but I'm highly doubtful that that's the way that'll be.
But if they did give it to us in a campaign like that, it's not like getting it during bounty where you have to wait till the end of it to get it or actually acquire it. It would be right then and there.
No, this is a TLC we're talking about, not the bounty.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what he just said.
Yeah.
So the solution's got to be before the actual bounty.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because and if that's not a TLC for armor, I don't see this bounty being successful at all.
Or some kind of tech, whatever. Yeah. I kind of don't agree with all the different weapons having to build your ships with all the different weapons to get deflections to act right. I don't know. It just seems weird building them like that.
Well, it's definitely different, but that is part of strategy. Figuring out, okay, well, what exactly do I need to do to get my deflection numbers to be where I need them? Because they can't just come out with like an armor that's like, okay, here's this armor that's going to add,
Yeah, I know. But
200,000 deflection of everything,
Maybe a special that gave deflections, like on our PvE holes, we got specials that give us the 2 defenses, so to speak. I mean, we got up to 6 specials on our ships now, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
and that would cover something,
Honestly, though, like when it comes to like Conqueror hulls, like when I stop and look at my 6 specials that are on my Conqueror hull, And I think, well, is there anything I would want to give up for deflection that especially gives me deflection of a certain type? I mean, honestly, no, there's not. Because like all my offensive specials that are on there currently, I actually need. I mean, I know 6 slots seems like a lot, but the game has changed and progressed so much that you kind of need 6 slots at this point.
Hmm. Okay. I'm still working on learning to build these newer ships and stuff. It just seems weird to me from the way we've always built our ships, you know.
It seems ass about, doesn't it? Yeah.
Running 2, and 4 weapons, you know.
It's like a clown carnival car, you know. It's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. And, you know, it's kind of silly.
Yeah. Well, that's how we've had to get to be successful is to have to do this.
Yeah, clown you up a card and then have some sloths behind there backing them up. That's been the most process I've seen. You know,
it's like I got 8 weapons. I got 8 weapons on my hull, and only one of them is the kind of weapon that the actual hull is designed for. Because I had to put all 7 of the other ones on to get my deflections to where I want them to be. And it's like, how is this healthy for the environment? You know, I don't get it. And like, I know another big concern I personally have about the upcoming bounty is, I mean, we know we're getting the Defender hull, so there'll be a weapon and special with that. And unless they adjust prices, you know, for getting all the just normal new stuff that they put in, you're looking at like 100 to 120,000 bounty or whatever. But then if they give us an influx of other PvP stuff like they did in the raid, like if they put a bunch of new turrets and stuff in there, my God, can you imagine what the point requirements is going to be?
Yeah.
This is all getting out of control. Like the last raid, it was meant to be like a raid where you didn't have to do all that much. It was just an extra bit of raid. Like people could catch up and do all that sort of stuff. And you needed 1 billion points almost to get all the crap that they put out there.
Well, this is where I think there is a lot of miscommunication or misunderstanding on a lot of people's part. Because when they said about it being a catch-up raid, I don't think they ever meant this was a raid for you to catch up on your tech. I don't think they meant that at all. What they were saying was we're going to have an extra month in this raid cycle, so this is shipyard time for you to catch up because, you know, you're going to have that extra month in there. I think that's what they mean, and people just took it as, oh, it was a tech raid to catch up on stuff I was missing.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Oh, I can hear myself. What I meant was that if you wanted all the stuff,
somebody's tubes got turned on.
Yeah, I think it's
not me.
If you wanted all the stuff in the raid, it was 1 billion points, whether you needed it or not, and whether you did your catch up time in the dock or not. But if you wanted that stuff, then you had to have almost 1 billion points. That's what I mean. It was just crazy.
Or even if it was a catch-up raid anyway, on catch-up on build time, it's just been taken away again anyway because they've changed the schedule again. So we're just back to where we were, and they've lengthened it and compressed it again, which is just craziness.
Yeah, because I mean, we didn't actually get an extra month. We got like an extra 2 weeks, you know, because they put the 2 raids so close together like that. I remember
better off.
Yeah, I remember a good while back. I don't know how many of you other guys remember this, but there was one time that we had 2 raids that were only 3 weeks apart instead of the month that we usually get. And man, people got really mad about that. And they actually came out and said, hey, we screwed up. We'll never have raids that aren't at least a month apart anymore. Well, obviously that's not necessarily true.
The fine print at the bottom said subject to change.
Yeah. Never with an asterisk next.
Well, there's just times where it seems like they're more worried about keeping to a time schedule than they are worried about what's healthy for the game and the gaming community and environment.
It's strange, you know, while we're on that, is that now we're going back to 3 cycle, you know, every, how did they say it? Yeah.
every 3 months.
Yeah, yeah. I
Well,
don't get why that was a thing, and now we're changing it back again. It's like it either is or it isn't. But I guess
I
that's
don't.
what happens.
Their reasoning, I guess, was because like, oh well, you needed 4 months because you had to build 2 hulls, blah 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 blah. But no, that's actually not why we went back to a 3-month cycle. There's people even with a 4-month cycle who don't coin at all, who might not be able to do campaigns and stuff to get all the tokens, who might not be able to get to that top level of the FM all the time, that they still couldn't get the entire fleet done by the end of the raid cycle. So that's why we went from 3 months to 4 months. It had nothing to do with having to build 2 fleets and stuff being locked out and blah 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 blah. It didn't have anything to do with all that. It's just we wanted a little bit of leisure shipyard time to do stuff that, like, hey, I've been wanting to do this for 2 years now, and I've never been able to because my shipyard is just going from one thing to one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and I never have time to do fun stuff in it.
Yeah. I know there's certainly ships that I've won that I've still haven't built, and I'd like to try them out. But the pace is so fast that if you don't build it and coin it at the start, you probably won't get to use it.
Yeah, I mean, I've still never built a warden or a high guard warden because it's like by the time I finally got a little bit of yard time to be able to do it, it's like, oh, well, now the curator's coming out, and and it's like, okay, well, I want to build the curator, but I'm not sure what the hull in this next offender hull is going to be, so I'm going to bide my time and see what that is. And it's like, I don't know, it just seems like a lot of times by the time I finally get something, like you were saying, it doesn't matter anymore because the new shiny thing came out.
Yeah. And it's not even sometimes that it's new and shiny. It's that it's just no good anymore because of the pace of the game has moved so quickly. So and we're always having to refit our Conqueror hulls anyway. So
yeah, the meta game is shifting very rapidly currently, very rapidly. So yeah, I don't know how Bounty's going to go. I really don't. So
it's to be interesting to see. So
what else you guys want to talk about? RB, I know you want to talk about the fleet management system thing.
About how much I love it and how much I ask for it and how fantastic it is, and get rid of it.
Yeah, I have to say I am not a fan. I'm not a fan. having years and years and years of the way it was before, it is a very hard adjustment for me.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because like I said the other day, is I've really tried to approach all of these new changes with an open mind, and human nature is that we're resistant to change. Nobody likes change. It's scary. Yuck, don't do it. So, but there's no point in being that way, and I've learned that through my work that if you're resistant to change, you're just dead. So I've tried not to be negative, but I really just don't see the point. It's not anything that's reduced the grind, which is what it was supposed to do. They're focusing on things that aren't asked for for a minimal improvement. It's like the world chat, and people are saying that that's generating a lot more interest in the game. So I'll accept that. That's fair enough. That doesn't really bother me too much. But to have something that's, the solution is we want to reduce your grind, that was the direct line. This hasn't done anything to alleviate that at all. And, they'll walk away and say, oh, well, we fixed that. We gave you that. And it's not what I asked for, and it's certainly not making any difference to me at all. I was trying to have a look at my Hyperion, not that I care about it, but I was having a look to work out, that I didn't waste tokens and all that sort of thing. And I'd have to go in and out of my base and in and out of my base still to have a look at my tokens. So I'd go into the Hyperion, back out to my base. That's done nothing to fix that at all.
Can't you look at your Hyperion tokens in your Hyperion while you're in your Hyperion? I'm just pretty sure that you could.
Can you? I don't know.
I think so. I mean, my big problem, I'm logging into the game right now to see if you can actually. But my big problem with the fleet management system is it's clunky. I don't like it. It's, you know, I don't like having every single one of my fleets up all the time over there. Like, in my opinion, they could have done it a lot more cleanly. If, like, up at the top, you know, where you have all those little drop-down menus up at the top of your screen, they could have just put one up there. You could drop it down, and all your fleets could be there, and you could launch one of your fleets from the map right there. That's all they would have had to do. Because all the other features that were, you know, in this new ship management thing were already in. I could already instant repair on the map. I could already recall my fleet from the map. I could already join battle from that little button, which I kind of thought that was funny that they said, you know, oh, it allowed you to join button for battle. I'm like, well, I know. That's what I've always done with it. But, you know, it's just, yeah, they could have just had a little thing at the top where, you know, you pull it down and you can launch a fleet select the fleet you want to launch from there and do it. Now, instead, I got this big, huge monstrosity over on the right-hand side of my screen.
Yeah, it's a strange way of fixing it. To me, it's not helping at all, in my opinion, but I'm sure there's some people that think that it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But, you know, there's so many other quality improvements that could be made that this, you know, doesn't really, because this would have taken time and effort and money. And, you know, for what? I'd much rather see a lot of other things fixed before stuff like this.
And apparently you can't see what mega tokens you have on your inside on your mega. So apparently I was totally wrong. That shows you how much I know about megas.
Yeah. Well, I was prepared to believe you because I know probably less. So, but yeah, it just that was a really good example of this not helping, you know, in any way, shape, or form. And it's like it's just not necessary. We don't need it.
Shane, I know you got a couple things about it that annoy you.
Oh, my main thing is out there, every time it does a different function, it shuffles around. And I mean, that really bothers me because I keep fleets out on the map for uses, and when it jumps around and I can't tell what the hell's going on, that bothers me. I'm supposed to be able to keep track of what the hell's going on. But from what I'm noticing, it like keeps its position, but scrolls down through it. But whenever you join the attack or it hits join, it pops it up to the top of the whole list. But then whenever the fight's done, it puts it down back into the list down there. And I'm ready to hit recall to go home. But now I got to scroll down there to my damn fleet to send it home. It's not helping me run hot. You know, I go to sit there and jump out of there, and I'm getting ready to jump. The fucking list jumped on me. Okay, which fleet am I on now? You know.
Yeah. I'll
sit there and hit it to move out there on the map. Oh, here comes my Hyperion. That ain't what I fucking wanted it to do. You know, I mean, it's an issue with me. I don't like the way it's worked out. I think if it dropped down a menu up there and you had the whole list up there, you hit the ship you want to come out, and then it puts it down there on your list like it always has when it comes out of the base. Yeah. You know, that's how I'd prefer it happen as well. So, yeah, I'm having an issue with that too.
What do you think, Toxic?
I use it, and I don't know. I haven't. They seem to go. There's two little windows in it. One is the fleets that you got on the map, and the other ones is the ones that you got in your dock. And I think you can get 3 or so in before it scrolls itself up or down. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but it doesn't really bother me. I'll just, you know, I'll look if it's got my Skyfires on it, and if it has, I'll go and hit a titanium target. If it's got my hydros on it, I'll hit the base parts target. That's as far as I go. I don't try to be too nifty with it or whatnot. I'll just click on my fleet that I can see on the map, and that'll then come up on the right hand side. It'll be highlighted in what will it say? It says instant repair and attack or something.
Yeah.
If you have if you click on a target out there on the map, it'll say attack all the time. If it has any damage on it, as long as you're on that fleet, it'll say instant repair underneath it.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to click on the map out there to get rid of the attack, so you can hit recall. You have to click on the open water, so the attack button goes away. Otherwise, it's going to go and attack whatever last target you clicked on and was looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not taken that much notice of it, to tell you the honest truth. I just see the attack and the recall and the instant repair, and I select my fleet on the map, and then I'll go to the right. And whatever lit up, that's what I'll make sure it's the right name on the fleet. And yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, something that's supposed to save me time. It's like I definitely got to make sure that I'm in neutral before I can, do what I want it to do.
Yeah,
it is a bit annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the concept of it. I like being able to launch fleets from the world map. I love that part of the idea. It's just the execution just seems a little clunky to me, and I wish it had been done a little bit differently. You said something about titanium earlier, which made me happen to think, what happened to all the titanium blitz targets on the map?
I don't know.
I'm not seeing them anywhere anymore. I'm not using them to blitz them, but I did like the fact that I could auto them with my mana cores, take very reasonable damage, and get like 15k titanium out of them. And I've been looking for them all day today, and I have not seen one anywhere.
Yeah, they're not on the locator at the moment right now, no. So,
I'm like, well, what the heck happened to those?
I got blitz targets on my relocator.
Titanium targets are out, but I don't have any blitz on mine.
There's not. The heading is still there. Sorry, there's none in it. Nothing in it.
But yeah, no targets.
Yeah.
And targets are out at the moment, so it's not that they're in a despawn or anything.
And so why are you hitting those targets, Damnation?
Because I can auto them with my mana cores for extremely reasonable damage.
Okay.
And they pay out a decent amount for the damage I take.
Mm-hmm.
I take maybe
but you're not actually using them for their blitz function.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
I don't remember asking for that either, but anyway.
Oh, it's all you, isn't it?
It is. It is. It is. That's,
well, I mean,
again, human nature.
Technically, and this is a whole big thing unto itself, is they shouldn't really even exist, because at that point in time, you're just buying premium resources, and they said premium resources would be something that you would never supposed to be able to just buy, because that was supposed to be the one thing in the game that was supposed to separate the haves from the have-nots, and you couldn't even just coin it. So, but that's a whole different thing unto itself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What else you guys want to talk about?
Good question. What else? What else has happened this week? It just seems like we're changing so quickly, and it's very hard to keep up with any one particular thing. Now we've got new FM targets as well. So, because we're talking about that, whether that
114
where the schedule is in that, and what schedule they're keeping to, and that sort of thing as well.
Yeah, let's talk a little. Why can't a Zelos go into 114? That's what I want to know. Like,
I have no idea.
Because they made it so.
but I mean, like, who
They
decided
gave
that
it
was a
that.
great idea?
They gave us the generalist fleet for that. You know what I mean? That Zelos. It was, you know, and then now if you give it to us for the FM, why are you restricting it in the FM? It doesn't make sense.
Like, I don't know. It's to me personally, it's not a big deal, and it's even, I think, less of a deal now that you can get dragons in the actual FM. But it is kind of crappy, you know, for the person who doesn't have their dragon jet and has their Zeloses and could hit that target and make their FM quite a bit less of a grind. You just like taking that whole ability away from them. That to me, that does not seem like a player's first initiative.
Yeah. Well, see, I think they're going to get into a position where they're stuck again too, because you can't take dragons into the 111s. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's going to be this level where people are going to be stuck one way or the other. You know, they're going to not be able to hit 89s. They're not going to be able to hit up because they can't. You know, they've still got Zeloses or whatever, and there's going to be this disconnect again where you can't hit the right target for the level of ships that you've got, or you're hitting down, which means that you're grinding again, which means that, you know, you've got that whole big, huge, long grind factor, and they're putting so much in the FMs now that, because that was another thing that, you know, why do we need an FM leaderboard? That's never been a thing. You should be just getting to what you need out of the FM, and that's the end of it. I don't get that either.
I can give you my tinfoil hat reason for why we need an FM leaderboard.
Go, Vlad.
Because, oh, dude, you're going to pay for that later. But, you know, people have pointed out to them in the past how much of a coin generator the leaderboard is during the raids. So they're like, oh, well, why not use that same thing for the FM? Because people love seeing their names on leaderboards.
But that only means that there's going to be more and more and more and more and more in the FM. So all we're doing is shooting ourselves in the foot. It's just craziness. Why would we do that? Just to see your name on a leaderboard.
See, there is a word missing in the slogan that says players first, and that the word is pay. Players pay first. That's how it goes, and that's how it always is.
But I can see it in the raid, because you've got half repairs, and you know it just doesn't make any sense that a weekly event that you're in a leaderboard. It just
I mean,
boggles my brain.
Let's be honest. The FM is turning into a weekly raid.
Yeah. Which it shouldn't do. You know, it should just be, these are the prizes. You know, fair enough. Add something big in there once a month or whatever. But it's craziness. Like I remember seeing, I think it was last week or the week before, someone had posted that they'd got 45 million points. No, it can't have been that much. It would have been more than that, wouldn't it? Anyway, no, it was 45 million. And that was you know, that was what they needed for all the prizes they needed. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I remember not so long ago, you know, probably like 3 years ago or so, where 45 million points, that would be what all the points you needed for the new stuff in the raid.
Yeah, that would have given you a whole special weapon and probably something else as well. Yeah, and this is what's contributing to the grind. It's I don't get it, but I can launch my fleet from the map, and that's going to help. Yeah,
and you can see what somebody from, you know, 19 sectors away is saying. That really that helps. That helps my gameplay a whole lot.
Yeah. And then since we've established that this is all about me and I'm the only one that matters, I'd like to see the chests reordered. That, and I know I've said this quite a few times because it just drives me crazy that I have to click through, 40 chests to get to the one that I've just won. Surely it can just be the other way around. It's not hard. Just change the order.
I mean, well, let's be honest. They need to do reorganization for everything, not just the chests. Like,
for sure.
Like ship build token. I hate having to scroll through looking for the one I'm looking for because I got a whole freaking mile-long page of different ship tokens that trying to find the one I'm actually looking for is damn near impossible. When I'm looking for like specials and stuff when I'm building a boat, the in the shipyard, their organization system for there is terrible. I mean, I said before, I would love to see the first 10 slots in that be like where we as players could save favorites to stuff we use in our builds all the time for no matter what ship we build. I know this is more than likely going on there. This is more than likely going on there. Just give us 10 special slots so we can save our most used items there too. That would cut that there. You want to talk about a quality of life and cutting down on time thing? My God, please do that.
Yeah. Definitely. Next.
Shane, otherwise, I'm going to kill it because dead air is bad time.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. What can you say? What can you say? You go, Shane. I'll have another think.
It's just, I mean, it's a feeling to me it's a hurry up and wait at the moment, and it's kind of, I think it's frustrating across the community. It's just we're waiting for the refactor, waiting to see if they throw out a new armor. How much time are we going to have to work with this shit? And it's just everybody's ready for it. It's just, we got to wait for it. And it's frustrating. I mean, that's the feeling I'm getting from the environment. Everybody's ready to get into PvP, but it's just not available right now,
To tell you the honest truth, I'm thinking of getting back out of it because this is it's absolute crap. I've had this missile cruiser fleet and I had it built, and then I think the last bounty or the bounty before it didn't work at all because it had the wrong armors on it, and a 74 could almost kill my fleet, opponent base that is. So I had to refit, and every time, unless you coin it, if I coin it right there and then, I'm going to have some fun with it. But if you have to refit it, just using all the tokens from the FM, or some of them, I should say, I didn't use them all. There is no way. There's no way. By the time you get it refit, these stupid corrosive turrets come out, and now there isn't even anything you can refit to unless I take all the weapons off and put throwers or whatnot on. And even then it wouldn't last more than a couple of hits. So, and what am I going to go and hit 81s and 82s? I've tried that, and all their bases there's just a dock left in there. And because the accelerator doesn't, obviously not working right yet, it shows the base is totally dead. There's not a building of life in there. But when you press the auto button, the ships start to go off and kill a dead dock. So, I mean, just get it working properly, for crying out loud, rather than all this piss farting around and giving us. I mean, fair enough, they've up the communication, and they're telling us things, but the stuff we need to know, that they're still sort of keep holding back and not telling us until late. But you just get it going and get the stuff out, get it fixed, get it so that there is some kind of a reason to the game again, not a continuous fix and refit and fix and refit. It's not fun. I mean, I was so excited about basing it, and my fleet would work, and I've worked this, that, and the other. It was good for a week, and then bang, nothing again.
Spend 10 hours of those meetings. Spend 10 of those hours that you spend in meetings fixing bugs.
Yeah, 40 what, 40 hours a meeting? What was it? I don't know what it was, but
Yeah, 40 hours.
40 hours for some kind of what?
Well, and I know I had big problems with that statement when it was made. That said, when they said we have 40 hours of meetings over the refactor, and that's something that we're not going to see a dime from. That was, in my opinion, that was a very big, not true statement, because PvP is where some of the biggest money is spent in this game. And to say that you're not going to see any kind of return on that investment for those meetings and the work you're going to do, that's not true at all. Because people aren't PvPing right now because PvP is broken, and as soon as you get it fixed, you're going to see a huge return on that investment of getting it fixed.
Yeah, but 40 hours, it's there's not just one person in that meeting. There'd be what, 2 or 3, there'd be 5, there'd be 10, God knows how many. That's like 400 hours of work, of man hours, you know.
Oh, look, Ross is finally nice enough to decide to join us.
Hey, Ross, there he is.
What's going on, Ross?
Oh, oh, gee.
Mute your tubes, Ross.
Yeah.
While Ross is getting himself settled in, there were some questions in chat. Cuttlefish was asking what we thought was going to be in the Meltdown TLC coming, so obviously he showed up late because we talked about that, but we can go back and do it again. We're all kind of the assumption that it's going to probably be armors, like corrosive type armors. As far as what hulls would I like to see used in the campaigns, I really don't care, as long as it's something that most people have access to. Like, I would I kind of almost like it to see it be bucks, because, you know, lots of people have bucks, because, you know, we had the co-op TLC that we could get them for everybody. So I think bucks would be a good choice for that.
I still think there's a good chance that there's a tech module coming out for that first, and then the armors in the bounty. The more I think about it, the more it just it's more of a kicks way of doing it. But I was wrong. I think once before, was that right, Jam? Damnation? Once?
Yeah, only.
But yeah, no, the tech is it's you know, it's just one thing to fit rather than 4 armors or 3 armors or whatnot.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, most of the time their campaign name kind of fits with what's going on, and nowhere in Heavy Metal Meltdown do I see tac module. No. Heavy Metal to me applies to armor, and the Meltdown applies to corrosive. So to me, that says corrosive armor.
Yeah.
Okay, or it just means ship sinking from the armor that from the corrosive bullets.
Turning all my surface ships into subs.
I'm good at that. I got a good build for that.
Now, being that I'm a day late and $1 short here, when I'm not even aware of when is this TLC coming?
Tuesday.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
so we had kind of already discussed that if it is armor, there better be a whole lot of tokens in there for me to be able to get, like, you know, 5 Conqueror hulls ready by putting this new armor on it. There better be a lot of tokens in there.
Yeah.
Because if there's not, I don't see how anybody could make any assumption other than it's a coin grab, quite honestly. Because they've known for weeks that this was going to be an issue. It's been pointed out to them many times.
No, I agree. I totally agree on that point. I mean, it's not, this isn't this. And the fact that we've had, you know, a similar instance that occurred before with over bounty, and things change just really quick, right? You know, day, 2 day right before bounty. So I'll be interested to see if that occurs again.
Yeah, I tell you what would go great hand in hand, like, assuming this is an armor campaign like we all think it is, what would go great hand in hand with it? Remember that TLC that we used to get right before bounty, every month right before bounty, that would give you the 15 days worth of Conqueror build tokens?
Yeah.
Rerun that thing. that would go great hand in hand with the assuming it's a new armor TLC, because you're giving me the armor I need and you're giving me the tokens I need at the same time, or at least a good portion of the tokens I need at the same time, for something that you made it a problem that I had to wait this long to be able to do it in the first place. That is players first. Doing those two things, that is players first.
Well, that, and it encourages spending in bounty as well, because you've got the tools to be able to go ahead and, you know, pay for your repairs or whatever. But if you don't have the tools, you're not going to spend the money. You're just going to find another way around it, like has been shown before, and that didn't make any income for them.
I know Candy Apple said something about where's the new mega ship, the new portals, the new crews, the new mega weapons, etc. All promised and never delivered. And I it's not that I don't agree with that, but at the same point in time, I want to see him get the shit in the game working that's already there. It's like, don't put a bunch of new crap in when you don't even have what's already there not working. You know, I mean, get what we currently have under control, then we can work on all that.
I mean, the easiest thing.
Go ahead.
Let me unmute there first. You know, all thumbs again this morning. The drag bases, how good were they? All they had to do is get the middle right. No, they had to rip them out from under our feet and do these new subsector bases just so they can get more ships in. It's just...
Yeah, that was definitely not a player's first move.
Yeah. And now to go away from them as well, it's like, and they, you know, they made them an R&D thing as well. So you were screwed because people couldn't do R&D, and now, so what are they going to come up with next to unscrew that? It's just, you know, we just go from one stumble to the next. It's
and I know one of Shane's favorite complaints about the SSRPs is all the blueprints that were in the old drag bases are now like nowhere to be found in the game, like missile platform M or whatever. So where's somebody who wants to build executioners going to get it?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, all the blueprints that we got out of that. Yeah.
Those two. I mean, those pinch resistant panels that we use for specific defenses as well. Those things.
Yeah, good point. Very good point.
And there seems to be a lot that keeps on getting overlooked all the time for, you know, things that don't need to be fixed, and we'll ignore the hard things. It's like the hard questions that don't get answered. We'll just gloss over them and come up with something else. It's like we want to see, you know, and this is a state of flux in the game, and I think everybody accepts that. But we need to have a roadmap of where we're going, what's going to happen. You know, the fact that you're having 40 hours of meetings means that there's obviously something worth talking about. So there should be permanent actions out of that. And, you know, the communication's better, but we're still not learning anything. And that's kind of what I said last week, is that, you know, you can have people talking about it and posting things on the forum, but we're not really getting a solid, you know, inkling of where to go. And if this is just causing stagnation, and if there's stagnation, no one's going to pay any money, because why would you? You'd just be crazy to.
So if anybody in chat has any more questions, please feel free to put them in there. I like interacting with you guys and talking about stuff you want to hear about. But Ross, since you're late to the show, you know, the day late, dollar short, let's. What are your thoughts on upcoming bounty? You didn't get to throw your 2 cents worth in there.
Oh, you know, the bounty situation for me is a horrible subject. Being the boat we're in, my questions have not been answered. I do not know if I can hit below 80 map targets. I don't
actually. Yes, you can. That has Laredo confirmed that on the forums last night, I believe.
Okay. So I can.
NPC targets you can hit below 80, not regular people's bases.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be fine. Well, now it's up to the armor. Yeah. Now, you know what I mean? It's just not. It's not a feasible situation right now for me to earn 70,000 to 120,000 points, and that will be required. That's the common range right there, and that's not feasibly possible. Well, at the rate with the armor I have, at least.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're one of those people who like built all 3 witch doctors, and then you have a fleet that can go in and prep out the guard without bubbling somebody. Yeah, it's still not all that feasible.
Yeah, and it just turns it back into a PvE event, which is what everyone complained about in the first place. So it's great that we can hit those, your opponent bases, but everybody complained about that because it's PvE, not PvP. So that's not a solution.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the map targets are great for those budding PvPers who aren't necessarily ready to go out and hit bases yet, but want to get a feel for what it's like and whatnot. I think it's great for those people, or like really lazy people like myself who just want to go and like auto the little bitty guys. Even if that's going to take me a whole lot of seat time to do it, but that's what I feel comfortable doing. I should be able to do that, but if I want to go out and hit bases too, I want to actually be able to go out and, I don't know, have a chance to win in them. I mean, I don't want to be a toxic and have a 26-second battle and be dead. Yeah, I just totally threw you under the bus there, buddy.
I was going to say, there goes that bus again. You just got splattered. So now that you are here, Ross, have you, because I was kind of interested to hear this from you, are you doing much base hitting at the moment, or are you seeing much base hitting, and how's it going?
I'm doing very little. Very little. I would say, I'm getting hit by joke, by things that are kind of just funny. I'm not getting hit by any serious hits. I don't really feel. I'm getting hit by people testing things, and that's the truth. Since for quite some time now, I'm just a test base, it seems, and so are others for me. That's all I'm doing. I do have one, the witch doctor built, because I'm certainly really not. I'm kind of happy with the one I have, but I'm not coining in the holes. You got to be kidding me. Going in the halls to go around and fail and things is not fun. So
yeah,
that's not happening.
Well, and not only that, but you don't want to coin the holes when you don't know what they're going to be a month from now.
Or 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. Because once this refactor happens, that nobody knows what's going to be good and what's going to be bad.
Which is why we're in that stagnation.
Everybody's in that hurry up and wait mode.
Yeah.
Well, and I know one thing that they did say on the stream is like, well, we're in a transition period. Well, I mean, it seems like we've been in 7 years of a transition period. Because it seems like that's the phrase that they use all the time when shit gets wonky. It's like, oh, well, we're in a transition period. Well, we've been hearing that for 7 years now.
Mm.
I mean, I was pretty sure that the beta name got taken off this game a long time ago, but it doesn't ever feel like it stopped being beta. It just feels like they took the word beta away.
That's for sure. It's truly a game that is constant. We are the testers, and that's the truth.
So is there anything you want to talk about, Ross, since you were late?
Well, I guess there's a few things. I'm just really noticing things not working still, in my opinion. I'm noticing the field extinguishers certainly don't work for sure. I'm noticing Hyper 30. I'm noticing Thrusters 3. I'm noticing about everything with the splash reduction. That doesn't work.
Yeah, that was something I was going to bring up too, because I know Luke Rainsford did a post on the page about that, and I know in my testing I myself have done, it definitely doesn't seem like splash reduction stuff is working.
And and then so that brings me to, geez, those are brand new items. You got to be kidding me, because about moving forward here, for sure, at least what we're going to release is going to be all right. Should be working. And actually, period. Not oh well, this happened and this happened and this happened. Guess what? 7 years releasing things that do not work. This point, whatever is released should work. Period. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think you get much argument there.
I think they maybe just need to stop, reassess, and focus more on putting out like worthy content as opposed to massive content.
Yeah. It'd make a big difference, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't even care if they put massive content. I'm not gonna lie at this point. If it works, I'd be like, you gotta be kidding. I mean, just make it work. Don't have me spend so much time and actually money putting things on my things that are neat new products that you're pushing out there, and not have them work.
Yeah,
I'm tired of that.
And that's what it's all about, because it's real money all the time. If you're paying to play, which is what they want, it's like it is real money. It's just strange.
Yeah, and I mean, and why am I going to spend real money on something that I have no faith whether it's going to work properly?
Yeah.
But this is a game I spend a lot of time on, and so in turn, I don't mind spending some. I really don't. Personally, I don't. It's fun for entertainment. My friends are here, but I certainly do mind spending. I mean, really, at this point, anything to be disappointed that like everyone is, So it's a limbo time, and it's not fun.
I think you're going to owe Vlad like $20 for using the word disappointed. Just saying.
Well, but I really am I guess I get an emotional player. I really, there's at times I really am supportive of this game even when others aren't. I think that there's a lot of factors still in the game that are good. Just the community out there is what is basically it. And we have a good community of players that have really stuck through the years. And so we really have. I want it. So, I wish good things. It's not like I'm trying to be Nancy negative. I don't wish that. I want to be able to come on the show and go, oh my God, you guys see this? And oh my God, see that coin deal? And check it out. Here we go. Let's go. And this game is back. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that sometimes we do get emotional and go out on off the deep end is because we do love this game so much. And we get very upset when we see things that aren't good and aren't healthy for the game. And then at the same point in time, they refuse to listen to what we're telling them. It gets very frustrating.
Well, that's the thing. We're here doing this because we're passionate players, and the people that play this game, they want to play it because they enjoy it, and it's got a pretty hardcore community that have stuck with it and will stick with it. So, Ross is right. It'd be fantastic if we'd be going, oh, did you see this new special? This is going to work really well. blah, 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 blah. And then it does work really well. And we go, wow, that's fantastic. Okay. So, you know, and that leads to more positivity all around because you've got that buzz. It's like, you know, we've had a few times where they've been able to generate buzz, you know, apart from if we're going to chuck people under the bus, we may as well do it properly. You know, getting disappointed that we got half repair. Now that was, you know, it was a simple thing for a short period of time that created a massive buzz, you know, because people could go out and do this, they could go out and do that, they could go out and do whatever they choose to do, and it was fun. And it seems like, you know, we're always harping on about repair and build times, but that is one of the biggest killers in this game is the time factor either way. It's, you know, everything's all interconnected. It's like the snipers. They do that because they know that you've lost your fleet for 15 hours, and that's a big impost on your playing. So, you know, they get their satisfaction and, you know, you get your disappointment. And that's, you know, everything is all interrelated, and we want to get to a stage where we're back to being positive about things that are working and working well and that we're happy with. That's, you know, that's not actually that much to ask in a game, because that's why we play it.
And the other thing,
can I just say, Vlad's going to make a bunch of money by the end of this episode because discipline quite a lot. All right, go ahead.
That's what you get for not being here.
Exactly. The other thing is the TLC that's out right now. Now, I knew that that run through 6 you cannot do with Manicores. I knew that.
You mean hunters?
No, Manny.
No,
he used Manicores.
I thought he was talking about that other one with the fang tooths and whatnot.
No, the ones where you can use either the Phoenixes or the Manicores. So I used Manicores, knowing full well you can't use it in the 6th run through. First run through had like 20 seconds damage, so I repaired it, and then you have to click, you know, get in and out. So I thought, well, I'll just repair every second time. So I did the 3rd and the 4th, and I repaired, and then I did the 5th, and I clicked on the 6th, and I go, oh shit, and then the thing already stunned. 18 hours, 34 minutes, and 40 odd seconds. That fleet's now gone, and I had to finish it with the Phoenixes. Now I knew about it, but just forgot. You do one wrong click, and you know that's it. You can't get out. There's no way you can exit or anything. And you just got to sit there and watch your fleet be stunned, and about a minute and a bit later, it just limps home. And that shouldn't be in there, because the Manicore is the #1 hull for that, not a Phoenix. Phoenix is an old hull, not a Skyfire. Skyfire is an old hull. It's the newest hull available to us, and you know. It's an assault hull, and it's a tier 7 assault hull, and it should be able to fly through this, which it can up to level 5. So just a warning for everyone: don't use them after level 6. That's all.
And which TLC is that?
That is the what do you call it? Hunter games, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those the Phoenixes and the Skyfires are really the only thing that can handle those stun.
Yeah.
Effect,
yeah.
You know, I mean, it don't matter. You take whatever else in there, old protos, you know, they're gonna die a horrible death. So yeah, don't take them in that last one, like you said. So.
Yep. You can do the first.
The only reason I can see that this isn't tuned currently for Manicores, though, is this is like the 15th rerun of this campaign, and they would have had to rework all the targets. And that, to me, honestly, that would just seem like a waste of resources for them to do that.
Well, then put a warning on it. You know, warnings: run 6 and onwards. Blah blah.
Or where it says assault fleets recommended, just say Phoenix Skyfire is recommended.
Exactly, even easier. There you go. Change one
And
word.
they usually, I mean, sometimes they say that and sometimes they don't. They, sometimes general assault, but sometimes they give you what's recommended for it. I don't see why that doesn't stay consistent.
I mean,
one way or the other.
I'm not angry with them because of that, because that was my stupid mistake. Because I knew, I just didn't think. I just, went through it and easy. And bang, there it was, not so easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, just everyone who doesn't know or hasn't done it yet, don't put your many cores in anything after number 5.
All right.
Or you will be disappointed.
All right. So yeah,
Good luck to Vlad.
I think Vlad's made like $120 so far this show. I'm glad I haven't said that word at all, because that means I don't owe him anything. But
I'm only going to pay it in iTunes card, so it'll be fine.
Anybody else got anything, or are we just going to call it there?
No, I got nothing. I've got repairs.
I'm hearing crickets, so I'm assuming we're calling it there. But all right, thanks for coming out, guys, and joining us. Appreciate you guys in chat. Good questions. Hope we answered them for you. And we'll talk to you Thursday, I suppose, when we'll be talking about Bounty, which will be going on that day. So we'll see how much of what we think and are speculating on comes to pass. And we'll talk to you then. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a share. Tell all your friends about the page. And we'll talk to you next time.
Good luck.
Guru.
Good night.